Everyone has a home field advantage. Presented by Great Southern Bank. Great Southern Bank with more than 100 locations in 6 states. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. Member FDIC. Here in Liuna Laborers Local 663 Team of the Week, we welcome to the show Fairgrove head football coach Bill Voorhis. Coach Voorhis, hey, thanks for being part of the show today.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, man.
Coach, exciting times in Fairgrove. Undefeated on the season. Let's just kind of talk a little bit about this past week with Father Tolton Catholic. What was that game like?
Man, it was a super competitive game. They were the best team that we had played top to bottom all year long. It was we played some guys in this area that obviously really good athletes on Stratford and Stockton and Forsyth, but from top to bottom, I mean, they were a complete team. Quarterback was really, really good. It's just, I mean, that's what you expect in playoff football at this point. You're not going to play anybody who has any kind of glaring weaknesses. So it was two teams kind of feeling each other out for a while, and our kids were pretty resilient and held on.
At this point of the season, 12 games into it, obviously folks got bumps and bruises. Tell us a little bit about the overall health of the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, like you hit the nail on the head. Like at this point, nobody's going to feel great. You haven't had any kind of ramp up the schedule as far as how quickly you have. You don't have you're playing teams that you don't necessarily know a lot about now, so you're trying to make sure you've got plenty of practice time to prepare your kids, but also trying to give them a chance to feel good. So we're dealing with the same rolled ankles, sore elbows, wrists, those types of things that everybody else is. So
as you look forward here, you're traveling down to St. Genevieve. Saturday game at 1 o'clock. It's supposed to be mostly sunny and high right around 50. And you look at the comparison, both teams scoring about the same amount of points per game, both teams giving up about the same amount of points per game. What do you know about Valley Catholic?
I mean, obviously they are extremely rich in tradition. I mean, they're kind of the Lamar Webb City of that area. I think they've got 16 state championships, several of those at Class 1, but I know that with the success factor stuff that Michigan did, they got bumped up to Class 3 last year and still had a pretty good. I think they made this game, the semifinals, in Class 3 last year. So they know how to win. The program expects to win. It's and you said, like, I watched them play, and they do a lot of the same stuff we do. They're going to be in the spread, and they're going to try and find ways to get their best athletes in space with the football. They're really tough to tackle. On defense, they swarm to the football. Defensive lineman guys don't stay blocked. They're extremely fast. So it'll be a new speed for our kids, I'm sure, top to bottom. But our kids have answered the bell every time we put a challenge out there for them. I don't think this week will be any different.
As you look back over your schedule, is there a team that maybe you could kind of compare the Warriors to that's on your schedule? And it may be Father Tolton or it may be the Fairgrove Eagles.
Yeah, so when I watch them play, they do a lot of the little things, like I said, that I feel like we've been doing all year long. Like I said, on defense, they swarm to the football. Very rarely is it just one guy there to make a tackle. They create turnovers. If I had to try and compare them, I think that Forsyth does a lot of that same stuff. They preach to their kids about effort away from the football and those sorts of things. So there's just no weaknesses. There's nobody on that team at Valley Catholic that's slow. Nobody on that team that's not aggressive. Like there's nobody that you can point to and go, okay, well, we can just take advantage of this kid because they're all very good football players.
Again, here visiting with Fairgrove Eagles head football coach Bill Voorhis here on High School Game Day. Coach, tell us what your Thursday, Friday, Saturday plans are. When do you leave? When are you getting on the field to be able to practice? And then what do you take out for St. Genevieve?
Yeah, so Monday through Wednesday we've been coming in at 2:40 and getting a lift in. I can't, because we don't have school this week at all, so can't really expect these kids to be their best and not have lifted weights for an entire week. So we bring them in at 2:40 and lift from 2:40 to 3:20, and then we've been practicing from about 3:30 to 5:15 on Monday through Wednesday. Thursday we're gonna get up and come in and practice at 9:30, go 9:30 to 10:45, 11. And then they'll be done so they can travel and go do Thanksgiving stuff with their families. And then Friday, we're going to leave at about 2 o'clock and head up to Rolla. And we've got some friends on the coaching staff at Missouri S&T. We're going to have our typical Friday, Thursday walkthrough practice on S&T's field, And then we're going to eat somewhere in Rolla and finish the trip. We're actually staying in Festus, Missouri. It's about 30 minutes away from Valley Catholic. We're going to stay the night there as a team, and then get up Saturday morning, check out of the hotel, and get over to Valley Catholic. Hopefully, around kickoff is at 1, so we're planning on getting there between 10:30 or 11, so we can try and stay on our 2-hour schedule before the game, and then kickoff, like I said, is at 1 o'clock.
Come 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, and I get read on Scoreboard Guy or wherever that Fairgrove came out on top in this game. Are you going to be able to point to one or two stats, maybe time of possession or turnovers? Well, where are you going to have to win this game at?
I mean, that's what we said on offense for us. It's going to be about limiting penalties and not turning the football over. We have had a problem with penalties. Like the last game, his father told him it was 16-2 was the penalty differential, and that kind of that will kill a drive, and especially against a really good football team. So I would say that if you're reading that we won the game, we didn't have any penalties, we didn't turn it over, and then on defense we need to create some turnovers, give our offense a short field, and keep their offense off the field. Like I said, they're extremely explosive. Their quarterback is the fastest kid that we will have played all year long, and like I said, we're going to have to contain him. They're going to get theirs. We just got to make sure that we get the ball last, probably.
Once again, this is beginning of the holiday season, and anytime that you're eating turkey dinners and still playing football, it's got to feel good to be a Fairgrove Eagle.
It's been really great. I get just so happy for our school. They, if you think back to when we were talking about this the other night, that if you think back to winter, so girls basketball last year, so 2023 girls basketball, Fairgrove has been in the Final Four in every sport since then. We're in the Final Four in girls basketball, and then in softball, and then in volleyball, and now in football. So it really is a really special place.
It'll be the first meeting ever, I believe, between Fairgrove and St. Genevieve Valley Catholic.
Yes, sir.
Coach, again, this is the holiday season. Just kind of, maybe give the listeners and viewers, what's your favorite Thanksgiving dish? What's something that you maybe cut in line to get on your plate?
Let's see. My wife makes she calls it cracked corn. It's a like a cream cheese, sugar corn, and so I would get more than one helping of that throughout the day.
And last but obviously not least, what are some things that the Voorhis families are going to be thankful for this Thanksgiving?
I'm super thankful for the senior class that we have. They decided last year when we got beat by Lamar in the district championship game that this year was going to be different, and it's really, I guess, rare probably to see a group of teenage men, decide that they're going to be different and then actually carry through. So super happy and thankful for these guys.
You bet. Well, Coach, as always, I greatly appreciate you being generous with your time. I wish you the best of safe travels and a healthy game, and hopefully you come out on top.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You bet. Bill Voorhis, Fairgrove Eagles head football